In this video, I'm giving myself less than 10 minutes to try to convince you to read Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Wish me luck. Okay, so I first heard about this book probably 2 years ago. All the bookstagrammers, book talkers, booktubers, they were talking about this book, and I just had enough. I was like, finally, okay, I need to see what this is all about. I'm so glad I finally read this one, and honestly, it kind of happened on accident. I have a good friend that I do buddy reads with. She picked this book up, and she said she really liked it, and so guess what? I picked it up too, and you know what? I was hooked. It's been a long time since I've been absorbed this heavily in a book. The average amount of time that it takes me to read a book is about 3 weeks. I tore through this book in 3 days. If that doesn't tell you how much I enjoyed my reading experience, then I don't know what will. I went into this book fairly blind. I knew that it was a romance story, which I was in the mood for a good romance, but I was not expecting to go on such an intense emotional journey. That completely took me by surprise. If you are a romance reader, you have to read this book. You really, really have to. It's a little bit older. Originally, it came out in 2018, so about 7 years old at the time that I'm recording this video at least, but my goodness, this is such a wonderful book, well worth the hype, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about it and hopefully convince you to pick up this book and read it. If you don't know anything about the premise, I promise, no spoilers, but we have our two main characters, Macy, our main female character, and Elliot, our main male character. Now, these two have a history. They are the best of friends. They met when they were teenagers, and they had such a beautiful friendship, and they bonded originally over a shared love of books and words. Now, as the years pass, this friendship kind of develops into something a little bit more romantic, and after years of friendship, they finally decide, hey, you know what? Maybe we should pursue a relationship together. I think that would be a good idea. The very moment that Elliot declares his love for Macy, something happens. This event drove me nuts because I was just dying to know what the heck happened, because this event completely tore apart not only their relationship, but their entire friendship. This event undid everything. Now 11 years have passed. Macy and Elliot do not speak. Elliot is in a new relationship. Macy is engaged. But as fate may have it, Macy runs into Elliot at a coffee shop when she's there with her friend Sabrina. This is the first time that they have interacted in over a decade, so there's a lot of buried emotions. They still technically have not gotten over each other, but they've both somewhat moved on, and the story picks up from there. There is so much emotion jam-packed into this novel. I felt all the things. Okay, listen, when I first started this book, I intended to read the prologue because the person that I was buddy reading with, she was actually way ahead of me. She was already past page 100, and I thought, okay, well, I want to tell her that I at least started it, so I started it really late one night, intending to only read the prologue. Well, I ended up reading 100 plus pages because I just couldn't stop. This book piqued my curiosity so wildly. It was one that I just simply could not put down because I had to know what happened in order to break this beautiful foundation of friendship that they had. And then this wonderful relationship was evolving as a product of this friendship. And then all of a sudden, it's just gone. They go radio silent. They do not speak. And my curiosity was burning a hole in my brain. I just desperately wanted to know. I enjoyed the ride so much. I think part of my enjoyment comes from me just encountering this book at the right time. I was definitely in the mood for a romance. I would consider this a mindless read. Not to say that it's not thought-provoking, but just meaning it does not require any brain power to be able to understand what the heck is happening. Everything is written really nicely. Everything is laid out in a simplistic fashion. You don't have to wonder, what did the author intend? What is the author saying? It's right there on the page. You don't have to dive deep into what does Christina Lauren mean? Oh, by the way, Christina Lauren is actually two people. I did not know that originally. Yes, Christina and Lauren, two separate people. Best of friends who write together. Isn't that nice? Anyways, this is my first Christina Lauren book, and I really, really liked it. Now I have to read their other books. I have to. If they are even remotely as good as this one, I'm gonna be a happy camper. This book was devastating, but it was beautiful at the same time. It's incredibly well written. It inspired my curiosity so wildly. I seriously couldn't put it down. Seriously, I was up until 12:30 a.m. the day that I finished it because I couldn't stop. I tore through this novel within 3 days. Normally it takes me about 3 weeks to finish a book. So I could not stop. I enjoyed it that much. I really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the relationship that they had together. I loved that they bonded over books. These are book lovers. So this is a book for book lovers, FYI. In case you're into that, you need to read this book. I love that their relationship blossomed as a product of both being book lovers. They both love words, and they have this cute little back and forth that they do where they exchange their favorite words. They will ask each other, what's your favorite word? And it's always something different because they're growing together. They meet when they're very young. I want to say they're like 13 years old. I think part of the reason this story was so appealing to me also is that there's a huge factor of these characters missing each other, because Macy and her dad, Duncan, they purchase a home away from home. It's several hours away from where they currently live in California. So it's a weekend getaway, it's a summer getaway. In this new home that they purchase, Elliot is the next door neighbor. So that is how they originally meet. And so their time is limited. So their time is so precious. It's highly valued. They're always looking forward to seeing each other. They exchange emails together and they're always trying to catch up with each other, but they just seriously cannot wait to be reunited. And it's just the sweetest thing. I know you can't see it very well, but this cover is definitely one of my favorites. I love everything about this cover. I love the colors. I love the layout. I love the little bits of artwork. I think this is a stunning cover. I really, really like the cover. So that was what immediately first attracted me to the book. I thought the pacing was also extraordinarily well done in this book also. There was never a lull in the storyline where I'm thinking, okay, Christina and Lauren, can we move it along a little bit, please? Because I'm getting bored. I was never bored. This one was nothing short of wonderful. Check out Goodreads. This is also rated very high on Goodreads. So don't just take my word for it. Consider all the other readers who have also rated this 5 stars. Before I even reached the 100-page mark, I knew this was going to be a 5-star read, just simply because I really could not put it down. I was dying to know what happened next. I really was itching to find out the big mystery as to why their friendship unraveled. This is only a 403-page book, and before I reached page 100, I was so bought in. I was completely sold. I could not stop if I wanted to, which I didn't want to. If I have convinced you to read Love in Other Words, I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know if this is something that you are going to add to your TBR. If you've read this already, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. If you have yet to read this book, but I have convinced you somehow, I'm dropping the link below to this book so you can purchase your copy on Amazon. Whether you want a hardback, a paperback, if you want to go with the ebook or audiobook, by all means, just find a way to get your hands on this story because I think it is well worth your time. Again, this is devastating yet beautiful. I can't really use that same label on a lot of other romances. Well, no, I really can't. At least not in the same way. I really, really love the way that this is written. I really enjoyed the characters. I love the setting. I really just loved everything about this book. It went so fast, and it was one of those books where I got to the end and I go, oh, I'm kind of sad that it's over. But also, it was kind of a relief at the same time because I finally uncovered the mystery. It was killing me. It was killing me. I had to know what happened in order to break up this friendship that was so powerful, so unique, and truly a once-in-a-lifetime kind of love. I just was itching to know, and I had to know. Sorry, totally forgot to share with you some of my favorite quotes from this book, and I cannot make this video without sharing my favorite quotes. Okay, look. So if you have this version of Love in Other Words, I'm looking at page 53, and Macy is talking about her mother who passed away when she was 10. I was still shaking my head. Dad knew I couldn't possibly think of Mom more. And he wouldn't try to help me think of her less either. It wouldn't help. Just like holding your breath doesn't change your body's need for oxygen. That's how vital her mom was to her and how important she was. So I just thought that was a really nice comparison. Well, nice in a devastating way. Oh, I hope you've never felt that way, but ugh. You know what? Feelings suck. Emotions suck. Oh, moving on. On page 249, we have Macy who's talking to Elliot. This is my favorite line of the entire book. You're not my outside. You're my every side. Everybody deserves that kind of love. It's not one-sided, it's every-sided. Okay, and then lastly, page 361. This one just made me feel all the feels. I'd known heartbreak before, but this was a different sensation, like a lit match held to the bloody organ inside, holding steady, waiting patiently for it to dry out, harden into coal, catch fire. Oh, I hope you've never felt that way. I suspect that you have, though. Everybody who's gone through heartbreak has kind of felt at least something similar to what she's describing there. Okay, and back to the video. If I've convinced you to read this book, that would make my day. Please read it and report back. Let me know your thoughts. If you're a fan of Christina and Lauren's books, please let me know what your favorite is also. Let me know in the comments because I will be picking up that book. Believe me, I need to know. I need to have more books of theirs. If you're still with me, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I love going on these book talk rants. It's so fun for me, especially when I find myself so passionate and so excited about these types of books that I encounter. Trust me, I don't always react this way to some of the books that I read. This one, I was just so excited about. I was itching to get back to it, could not put it down. That has not always been my experience, just so you know. Not that I'm difficult to please as a reader, but it takes something very special to really get me this excited about a book. So I had to share. I hope that eventually you pick this up and give it a try because I don't think you're going to be disappointed. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy watching book-related rants, yeah, you're going to get a lot of that on this channel. I would love to have you. Go ahead and hit subscribe so that way you can stay up to date on more bookish content. I have a lot of stuff coming out in the very near future because I'm reading some killer books right now that I'm super excited to talk about. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you on the flip side.